guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Heather. I'm a queer author of dark fantasy and supernatural horror. Today I was just going to talk to you about a couple of steps I take in order to get my manuscript together for my beta reading, and also about the letter I send out to my beta readers. So if you're interested, I'd love to have you stay and like this video if you find it useful. And if you have not already, please consider subscribing. So in my 2022 goals video, I have the self-published 2 books this year. So one of them will be book 1 in the Tiowsted Garden Saga. So I have to obviously get my manuscript out to beta readers and editors. So the step 1 is to get it to beta readers. So that came up in my bi-monthly goals video, which I'll link up in the cards for you. And I have about 30 chapters in that manuscript at the moment. So I've broken it down into blocks of 10 chapters just so that I can make it a bit more manageable and I'm not daunted by having to try and edit an entire manuscript all at once, just because that's how my anxiety and depression work. If I have too much to do, I get overwhelmed and I actually draw to a stop. Breaking it down into smaller chapters is more manageable for myself. So I have done some self-edits. I've also had beautiful wife Leanne do some read through just to make sure my dyslexia hasn't kicked up anything, which is one of my writing systems I have. And I have put a video out on my author journey with my dyslexia. So I will link that in the cards for you if you're interested in checking that one out. But on to the beta reader letter. So my beta reader letter has four parts to it. The first one is a general greeting. I understand that it takes me a long time to write my novels. So I like to show my appreciation and thanks to people that are going to take time out of their day to read a manuscript and to help me pursue my writing dreams. So I do generally like to thank the people that are actually committing their own time free of charge to me. And then I provide basic information, which is the book title, the name and position of the book in the series, so that as any of my books progress into series, that people are aware of what number they're up to. So the Tiowsted Garden Saga is an interconnected series. Some of them are a bit more duology-like in arcs, as we follow some families, and others are just companion books. I also like to provide a word count, because that will work the additional information, which is the time frame in which I would ideally like the feedback. I of course make a note that if anything does turn up or you aren't able or you need to discuss the time frame with me, please go by all means and do that, along with the working blurb, because that does fall down into one of the questions I ask, which is so I have the things I would like my beta readers to have a look at in consideration, and the genre it belongs in and the target audience I'm going with, because I might have an idea of where I want my novel to sit in terms of the readership and the genres, but if I'm not hitting reader expectations, it'd be better to know now than later down the track. The additional information is the next section. And that is, as I've said, the time frame, but also I provide trigger warnings because, as I have discussed in my latest tea time video, which I'll link up in the cards for you, I'm a big advocate for trigger warnings, and given I write horror and dark fantasy, I believe it is my responsibility to be forthcoming with that information so that beta readers can decide if it is the topics in my novel as something that they are in a position to read, as I believe in self-care. And then the final one before I really dive into the questions is stylistic choices. So I have an organization in the Tiowsted Garden Saga called The Order, as well as there is an item called The Goblet, and I have deliberately made the decision to capitalize them so that my readers are aware that that is a deliberate choice. I also have informed my beta readers that I write in British/Australian English, so that some terms such as like not that I've used it in here, but like sidewalk and path are interchangeable for me, as well as some of the spelling choices that are made. And then we move on to the questions that I would like them to read. I go into asking about my blurb, whether it provides enough information, too much information about the story, if the genre, tropes and reader expectations are being met. Then further on to, are there inconsistencies in my timelines? Is there enough pace? Is my pacing adequate, or is it slow moving? Info dumping. Was the setting interesting? Because what I really enjoy with most of my, and I've noticed I do it a lot, is my physical setting also almost acts like a character in and of itself. And was my writing easy to follow? So these are some of the questions I add. I have put this up as a option in my Ko-Fi shop. If you are interested in reading all the questions I do ask my beta readers, it's up there for you guys to grab. It is just a little donation just to help support my channel until I can get up to monetizing this. So if you've not already, if you like what I have to say, please think about subscribing. I post videos every Wednesday along with some bonus information, and I would love to take you along my beta reading journey and my self-publication journey of the Tiowsted Garden Saga. And then I also have the Veil Diaries, which is a book I am hoping to traditionally publish, and I will be taking you along the outlining through to querying and hopefully on to publication. For that, until next time, let's use our voices to promote positive change in the world. Thank you and goodbye.